Ooh, Drew Sidora's coming for Kandi and Kenya in an interview that's just coming to my attention. Oh, she's gonna be sorry that the day that she talk about the Shade Assassin and Kandi and in the crying voice. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So I'm laughing because I'm just like, Drew, this is not what you want. However, Drew does bring up some valid points in a recent interview that she did with BET+. We will get to that in a second. Just an update, because I don't want to hear later you guys say, I didn't know there was not a new episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta coming out July 4th weekend. Let me update you. So first of all, shout out to our friends on Twitter, The Realist TV. They are updating us. So June 26th, we will get a new episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That will be episode 8. July 3rd, there will be no new episode. All right, I don't need text messages from family, friends, or you letting me know there's no new episode of Atlanta. No. Okay, it's July 4th weekend. They will return July 10th, along with Married to Medicine coming on at 9 p.m. They won't move Married to Medicine because that's another mainstay over at the Bravo universe. Sorry, Andy, but we know you'll be clout chasing off of Married to Medicine's ratings too. Focused. So, Drew Sidora, as you know, has been getting it a lot this season, and I'm not going to argue with people saying that she is the one carrying the season. But then you may have seen the ratings for this week, and the ratings have dropped again. I am enjoying the season so far. I'm liking the new energy. I'm even looking at Drew like, okay, little producer, I see you. I see you. But Drew Sidora, in an interview with BET Plus, is talking about the ladies reacting to her business and reacting to her surgeries that she got on her body, her mommy makeover. So as you guys know, Drew Sidora has been pretty open about what she's done to her body. She talked about it on the show. So she said in a past interview, first and foremost, they want to come for me. I've talked about getting work done. Name someone on this cast who hasn't had work done. I'll leave that there. They cannot come to me because I've openly talked about it, and some of them need to be a little bit more transparent about their body journeys. But Drew, you talk about the website. When they went to the website when this was being filmed, the website was down. And then in the confessional, Drew was on the phone with her business partner, and the business partner couldn't even tell us how much it was. She's like, oh, I have to check the app. And then she was like, yes, and we have an app coming. Drew. But Drew feels like the criticism that she's receiving from her co-stars is unfair. All right. She says they need to support me. And last time I checked, they all have not had straight up A+ businesses. Some of them had water in their hair products, I believe. So for those of you that don't know, because a lot of you may forget when I report on Kandi stuff, because y'all swear Kandi's paying me. Y'all swear Kandi's paying me, and she's not. Because I've talked about some of the criticism that Kandi has received, some of the times that Kandi has been in the news when she's owed money to the tax man in Georgia, and when she's received criticism for her restaurants, including her shutting down the restaurant because of the health department. Just to clarify, she closed down voluntarily, but the health department were like, you need to fix this, and fix that. So that's what Drew is talking about. So along with this conversation, you should also know that Drew and Kandi are doing the after show together. I don't think Kandi or Kenya knew about what she said in this interview during this. So the reunion for the Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to be interesting. I believe the after show is supposed to start June 26th. If you don't know what the after show is, it's that where the housewives actually come together and they talk about the episodes. Since the pandemic, it's been virtual. So I believe the Atlanta ladies are the first since the pandemic started to actually be in person in studio with, another housewife. So that's going to be interesting. We've already seen a clip from the after show with some of the ladies talking about their fashions.
Fashion, darling, fashion. This outfit is just a little Gucci number, little inspiration from lingerie.
So that's coming June 26th. I'm excited to see that. But back to Drew shading the businesses. I just find it so interesting. But look, that is also the sign of a good housewife. She's like, you know what? Y'all questioning my businesses, but here's some fun shade for you. Here's some fun shade for you. I mean, there were no lies told. But who do you think she's talking about when it comes to being more transparent about their body stuff? I know Kandi's been pretty transparent about what she's had done. So is Kenya, though. Kenya has talked about some of the things. Didn't she even post on her Instagram a before, well, not before and after, but a throwback and a current photo of her? So I feel like they've both been somewhat transparent, but there have been people, you know, remember Phaedra accusing Kenya of getting butt work. Marlo was accused her of that as well. I don't know. But the businesses, look, you can say what you want about Kandi's businesses. You can say what you want about Kenya Moore hair care. But all of those businesses, despite the criticism, have been thriving. That doesn't say that Drop It with Drew won't thrive in a couple of years and we'll be looking back on this. Remember when we were dragging you about Drop It with Drew? I just don't. Here's the thing. Based on what I'm hearing, Drew doesn't own this company. She's an ambassador for this company. But also, I don't look to Drew and be like, yes, that person has lived fitness. Fitness is their life. Okay? I would expect something like this from, you know, a Sonia Richards-Ross. I would expect this from even Sheree, because we know that Sheree is about her fitness, and she has been. We are all waiting for Sheree to do the fitness. She has it on her website, but it doesn't bring us to anywhere. It doesn't bring us anywhere. She by Sheree, she by herself. Sheree, you need to get it together. And I already predict that Kenya's going to get you together, because Kenya revealed that she confronted Sheree after the episode aired where Sheree was co-signing and saying preach to Marlo, criticizing Kenya. And Sheree's like, I don't remember saying or agreeing with her. Sheree, really? You need to stop. You need to stop. Sheree, this might be Sheree's one and done. Sheree may not come back after the season. And I rooted for Sheree. I rooted for her to come back. And it's like, you just don't get it. You didn't understand the assignment. I do hear, I mean, we saw video footage of Sheree having a fashion show, but the website still no fashions. I know probably by the end of the season, we probably will get some fashions. Oh, they better be good. You know, this past episode, Sheree claimed that, you know, every guy that she worked with on bringing She by Sheree to fruition was, you know, they wanted to be with her. And I was like, here we go with another excuse, Sheree. Stop blaming other people. Take some ownership and give people the fashions. Everyone loves the name She by Sheree, but it's been almost 20 years and we've gotten nothing. So when Drew says these people are criticizing my business, and yet the first person she should have brought up was She by Sheree. That's the first person, because no matter how you can criticize Kenya and you can criticize Kandi for things that have happened with their businesses are thriving still, regardless. If you own a business, you understand there are ups and downs. But if the first person you really should go to should be She by Sheree. Remember Sheree talking about Drop It with Drew, and she was like, well, you know, if I had a fitness thing or I had something, it would be working. But you don't have anything, Sheree. So everyone was looking at you like, if you had, but you don't. You know I rooted for Sheree, but Sheree, this might be Sheree's one and done. Guys, I want to know your reaction to what Drew is saying about Kandi and Kenya. This reunion, I feel like is going to be a good one, because there is no one safe. No one is safe this season. And I feel like everyone, especially Kandi and Marlo, are going to be going at it at this reunion, because there's a lot that they did not see until now. This is going to be good. Do you guys think it's going to be good? Let's continue this conversation below. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.